we have a thing on this program called an uncomfortable moment.
Yes.
And you've been very nice sharing your stuff with us. And, you don't share everything, which is where our research department comes in.
Oh, wow. Okay, I can't wait.
And this isn't really that uncomfortable. I have to say, of all the uncomfortable moments we've had on the show, this is actually the most fun one, I think. Let me just get it set up for you.
I'm excited about this.
Yeah, because you're in the new Twisters movie.
Twisters.
You're in Twisters.
Twisters.
And I don't know if it's a rumor or not.
Oh, I think I know where you're going. Okay.
That you were one of the only people that was in the original Twisters.
Yes.
And then you're now in Twisters.
So this is, okay. Yes, okay.
And we looked into it.
Yes.
And because it was people.
Yeah, sure.
It's very unclear, which we'd love to get your answer. But we did find this original poster, and if you could explain what happened to it.
All right. This is the way it should have been. The original poster was this. I think Steven Spielberg nixed it.
Spielberg directly.
Yeah, because I think what he was is like, you know what? Helen Hunt and Paxton, they're the star of the show. We want to keep Paul in the background a little bit, and so that's why.
To be fair, it is in the background.
I mean, I am. I mean, it's it's one of the. I do love this. This is I'm so glad to talk about this thing because I was directing a Super Bowl commercial in Oklahoma.
Ooh.
All right, and I was on an airplane on a Monday night that was landing in Oklahoma around midnight. So an interesting flight, and first class was full. You direct a commercial.
And you still went?
I mean, that's it. And when you fly, I was expecting first class to Oklahoma on a Monday night. I didn't expect it to be full. And then next to that, everyone in first class has these laptops out. And I look on their laptops, and everyone's on Final Draft. I'm like, what? What's going on? Final Draft's a script writing thing. I was like, what's going on? So I said to my DP, I'm like, did you see everyone had final drafts? He's like, yeah, I don't know what's happening. And
everyone's in show business.
Yeah, I'm like, this is odd. We're going to Oklahoma on a Monday at midnight. Like, all right, what scripting is happening,
Yeah.
And the next day I get a phone call, and they're like, hey, are you in Oklahoma? And I go, yeah. It's like, well, the director and producer of Twisters saw you on the airplane. They want to write you a part in the new Twisters movie.
No.
And I go, yeah, sign me up, 100%. Sign me up. I don't even know what the part. I'm like, I'm in. What do you need? And I go, and I say to my friend that I'm there with, I'm like, who works in Oklahoma, I'm like, yeah, they want me to be in this Twisters thing. She's like, oh yeah, that's like a new Netflix show. I'm like, all right, cool, I'll be in Twisters, in a Netflix show. And
about dancing.
Yeah, I was like, great, I'll be sure. And long story short, this director, who is a great director, directed the movie called Minari, is directing not a Netflix show, but this giant blockbuster sequel, reboot, whatever you want to call it, of Twisters. And here I am. I'm getting the script. I'm meeting with the director. I'm gonna go meet with Glen Powell. I have I am in the final scene of the movie. I'm in it for about 25 seconds, and it was.
I hear it's great though. My daughter over there saw it, and she said,
it's honestly, of anything that I've ever done, I have done a lot of different things.
Stuff.
This has been. I've never been in a movie that's made $80 million in opening weekend, and man, does it show, because I've gotten phone calls. I got like 200 texts and emails. Like, holy shit. I was like, people are like showing like screen grabs in the theater. I'm getting like a little bit of applause break. I'm like, what's going on? I should just pop in. I should just pop in as like, hey. And yeah, it validated an entire career. I'm like, all right. Like, I was walking down the street and people, like, the weekend it came out, like, the dude from Twisters. I'm like, how do you even put that together? Sure, like, I'll take it. I'm not embarrassed.
It sounds like it was pretty impactful, though.
I mean, very impactful. I think what's interesting is like the movie is over, and then I kind of just walk into frame at the last second.
So great.
But so I do the red carpet, and no one knows who anybody is. Like, these people are on the red carpet. They're just like, hey, what is it like? Twisters? And you're just like, and they don't know who I am. They don't know what part I play. Like, I could say, like, yeah, I'm the lead of this movie.
Yeah.
And they would probably buy it because they've not seen the movie.
Right.
So, I'm walking down the red carpet, and this one person approaches, she says, what is it like to step into, the world of Twisters? And I just said, well, I was actually in the first one. My mom was pregnant, and she was in one of the background scenes, and the director was like, we need to find that woman, and it found my mom, and my mom said he's become an actor, and they put me in the movie, and that's it. So I'm the only legacy character that's in both films, and I just said it very offhandedly, and the person's like, yeah, of course, right? I'm like, yeah, it's like, so it's cool. I'm this thing, and then it kind of
they're looking over your shoulder. Who's coming next?
It took off, and it's so dumb because Twisters came out like in the 90s, where I was at in high school, and so there's one hand of people going like, holy shit, that's so cool that he found this pregnant woman, and then there's another side of people going, he's a liar, he's an absolute liar, he's older than that, and I'm like, what? Like, do you really think that I was trying to pull off this elaborate lie?
You were really doing it.
Yeah.
So somebody put
I love
this up over the thing. Like,
I mean, this is I want to. That is it.
So this wasn't an actual scene, is what you're trying to say.
Well, what I'm saying is, if you get the Blu-ray, you can see me. It's the cow goes up and I go up, but there's a high resolution. You
have to find Blu-ray.
You got to get Blu-ray. You got to get like one of those 8K TVs, not even a 4K, like an 8K. You really see it right in there.
Well, this is amazing. Congratulations.
Oh well, thank you so much.
What a cool thing.
It was the most
just walking
fun.
on a plane.
And here's the thing about that plane ride. I was disgusting on that plane ride. Like, I was not feeling too good. And like sometimes I'm like, I'm not traveling with anybody. No one's going to see me on this plane ride. And I had a little cold and I was snotting. Like, I was in that zone where I have a box of tissues and I'm like, I'm entering the plane with a box of tissues and I plan to use it all. Right. And I'm like, put it in the seat back, put it in the seat back. And I was just, if I knew I was sitting next to like a director of a $100 million movie, I would not be just sitting there snotting the entire flight, just looking miserable, a hoodie, like, ugh. But still,
so what were they doing? They were going there to.
Well, they shot the movie in Oklahoma.
So they had already started.
So what had happened was, I shot the first Monday they were back from the strike, the actor strike. So they had shot a majority of the film, and then the strike had ended, and it was people getting back into production. So it was the first day back. And one of the fun things about it is one of the guys in Twisters, David Coruscant, he was cast. He's kind of like the dick in the movie. But on the last day of filming before the strike happens, he gets cast as Superman in the new James Gunn Superman movie. So he's like, well, got to bulk up for that. So if you watch the movie closely, you will see this guy just being like, hey, I'm this guy. So you're like, what's up, man? I've seen the movie twice now, and all I do is watch his biceps, and you see there's a discernible difference between that 3-month hiatus where the actors were on strike. He's like, so there you can see which scenes were in the beginning and which scenes were in the end.
It's amazing.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I got to set, and it was they had written this little last moment of the scene, and what was so cool about being in Oklahoma was they had the entire buy-in of Oklahoma City, and even when I was there shooting my commercial, we got to do so much stuff. They were like, I was like, is there any way we could change like the lights on that building? And they're like, yeah, of course. I was like, okay, wow. I was like, I said it as a joke. I was like, yeah, maybe we'll just change those lights. They're like, yeah, we'll do it. We'll talk to the bank. I was like, jeez. Amazing. So they shut down I shoot my scene in the airport. They shut down the entire airport on a Monday morning from 5 a.m. in the morning to 3 p.m. in the afternoon.
No.
Like, so you couldn't go. Like, if you were dropping someone off, you had to go through the departures or the arrivals area. But it was a fully functioning airport. But I was like, I've never seen it's an international airport. It just like, no one's coming in here. That's it.
Crazy.
Yeah.
That is amazing.
So, and then, and then I had to go catch a flight home. So then, because I was like, do you want to go back to your trailer? I was like, no. So I just got naked in the airport, took off my costume, threw on my clothes. I was like, no, like I was like,
why would I go back to my room?
I'm gonna go back to the room. There's TSA right there. I just go right through.
Paul says we can open the airport now.
Yeah, let's do it.
That's so great.
It was really like, I mean, and again, it's just, I get it now. I get, like, if you were the star of one of these things, it is wow. It's
insane.
What is like the biggest thing that you have done? Like, in that, have you ever had like one of those things where you're like, oh, you got in a like this is like, you have a natural talent. You tour around. You have giant crowds. You've been on TV. You've had your own shows. But is there ever been something that you kind of like stumbled into and everyone's like, you're that guy?
There's just the ease. I mean, not to that level, but like being in Soderbergh films.
Right.
Like they always come out and they're always cool.
Yeah.
And all like the cool people get it. And everyone goes out to, and like Candelabro was like on HBO at the time. And it's just, I just love, it seems like so much easier.
Oh, like,
to get applause and to do all the stuff you're saying of going and performing is such a big lift, and you got to write it and do it.
It's all on your shoulders. And then
this thing guy comes out, and you're just sitting at home on the couch, and people are like, "Wow, you were great." You're like, "Oh, why didn't I try and be a movie star?"